Hey, it's Magic Prepper. We're going to go ahead and talk about field cleaning kits for firearms today. I think when you're out in the bush or you expect to be on the field for a long period of time, you need a way to clean and maintain your firearms. And at the same time, if there ever is an SHTF scenario where you require a bug out or you have to leave your property for some reason or another, you're going to need something you can bring with you pretty easily. And of course, depending on weight restrictions, you're going to have to decide what makes the most sense without taking up the most space, So at the same time, I do feel like it's very important to maintain and clean your firearms regularly, even if you don't carry them or you don't use them all the time. Just sitting there collecting dust isn't necessarily good for them either. So, make sure you always pull them out of your safe, give them a little pampering and make sure they're well taken care of, right? So these are 3 different kits. They're 3 different sizes. They have 3 different applications, but all of them I think would be at least applicable if you're going to be out in the field. You could definitely use all of them in one way or another. Some are better than others, and at the same time, there is one that I think would be the best to take with you and use if there was an SHTF scenario. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and introduce the different field cleaning kits that we have here. And I also did want to welcome you guys to one of the many rooms in my basement here. This is our new location, and we are expecting to make it a little bit more secure and a little more robust eventually. So hopefully you'll see some of those upgrades here in the future, and maybe even a tour, you never know. So we'll go ahead and get started with the firearm field cleaning kits. Alright, so here's a closer view of the field cleaning kits that I put together. Size does matter in these situations, right? So obviously one stands out in particular, the Otis cleaning kit here on the left. This is definitely one of the most efficient and smallest cleaning kits that I could find that's already pre-put together for you. Pick one up if you don't have it. I mean, they make them for all calibers. You can buy additional accessories for them, but all in all, for its size and what it has to offer, it might be the best option for a bug out field cleaning kit or something that's going to come with you long term and take care of your firearms the right way, okay? Besides that, this is actually just like a condor pouch that is made for a first aid kit, but I put together just a real basic kind of like range cleaning kit in there. It doesn't have a lot, but it has what you need just to kind of keep things running smooth and give your barrels a break in between shooting. So not a bad way to go. And then this 50 cal ammo can basically has everything you could possibly need in a cleaning kit. If I grabbed that, threw it in my truck, and took it with me in a bug out scenario, I'd be 100% fine with what I had with me. I mean, I could definitely maintain my firearms for a long period of time and pretty much take care of any issue or any situation when it comes to maintenance, lubrication, and everything else within that kit. So now size does matter, right? So that kit, not really something I'm looking to strap to the bottom of my backpack, but at the same time, if I need to throw it in a vehicle, not a big deal. So all 3 of these are really, set up and ready to go. And if you had any of them with you, you'd feel a lot better about being able to maintain your firearms. But at the same time, obviously, I think the Otis is probably going to be the easiest one to bring with you and the most efficient for what it has brought to the table. So we'll go ahead and just tear them open one at a time, all right? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with the Otis field cleaning kit here. This one is specific to the 5.56 platform, but it actually can be upgraded to have just about any caliber that you might need. So what I like about this one is it's obviously really small and it's very well thought out. I think Otis did a really good job of thinking of just about every little tool you might need to clean and maintain your firearms properly, especially in the idea of being out in the bush, We want things to be small, compact, and easy to access, but at the same time, there's a lot of different tools you need to make sure your firearm is cleaned properly and operating the right way. So we'll go ahead and open this up for you here. The package is actually like a really sturdy nylon, and it's got a belt loop on the back, which you can use for attaching to a pack via MOLLE straps, or you can use a bungee or whatever you want to do. I mean, it actually is nice to have that option. It's sealed with a zipper here. Go ahead and unzip it, and then we just open it up like a book, okay? And as you can see, here's the main components in the front here. Go ahead and put this back real quick. Okay, so you've got just a little bit of everything, right? We've got brushes, we've got different patch holders here. There's these different attachments are for the back of the cable, so you can pull this dowel rod through it. And when I say that, the cable I'm talking about is actually here in this pocket. So we've got a brush attachment here in the way, and we'll go ahead and pull this out so you can see it, okay? Oh my gosh, it was a confetti explosion. So, we have different cable sizes here. One's for rifles, one's for handguns, and all kinds of different attachments, I mean, you saw them explode out of the kit when I opened it, but all in all, this kit has just about everything you could need. I mean, as you can see, we've got, a scraper, we've got a brush. This is one of the squeegees I got from Remington just to throw in there as well. We've got a poker right here. It's just got just about everything you can need to clean your firearms properly. It's very well thought out, and it's something I would definitely bring with me if needed. Then we also can come over here, turn the page, and voila, we've got the Ultra Bore solvent from Otis, which is actually really good stuff. It does a good job of protecting your barrel and cleaning it at the same time. And then we have the patches here as well. So everything's in this kit. I mean, I don't think this would last you a super long time, but if you're out in the field and you just need something to get you through, definitely going to do a good job. I mean, there's a lot of options in here, and because the cable uses like the universal threading for cleaning components, you can buy other brushes, other bristles, you can buy whatever you want basically and still attach it to that cable and use it. This cable, I'll show you here, is definitely long enough for most of your rifle barrels, unless you have something ridiculously huge, which is understandable at times. But yes, I mean, it definitely has enough length to do the job at hand, as you can see, okay? Also, what's nice about this cable system is you get to go from bore to barrel end, which is the best way to clean your rifles if possible. So, I just wanted to kind of pull this apart and show you what was available with the Otis field cleaning kits. And like I said, this is probably going to be my number one choice when it comes to like a bug out SHTF style cleaning kit that you need to bring with you, okay? Okay, so here is the field cleaning kit that I put together, mostly for taking to the range, but there are some things I could add to this kit that would make it very viable for a long-term, field operation or any kind of bug-out scenario. So, I'll just go ahead and show you what I've got in it right now, and then, I can explain why I don't have more in it, if you don't mind. So we'll go ahead and open her up. Like I said, this is one of those Condor pouches that's specifically for being a first aid kit. It does have, Molly pouches on the back, so that kind of helps, but we'll open it up, and microfiber cloth, can't go wrong. You pretty much always need one of these, right? I've got this boar snake venom from Hops, which is basically just a solvent / lubricant that you throw on a boar snake just to kind of help clean while you use your boar snakes. And that's what I have here is 3 different calibers of boar snake that I regularly use. What's nice about boar snakes is, a 30 caliber rifle is a 30 caliber rifle, a 22 caliber is a 22 caliber, and, a 9mm is a 357, is a 38, and all that fun stuff, right? So I've got these boar snakes. I've got the boar snake venom. This pouch used to have a lot more stuff in it, right? It used to have different brushes. It used to have, different kind of tools in order to do more of an actual cleaning job. But all in all, I decided I didn't need all that stuff because of the Otis kit. So I kind of just broke this down. I use it when I go to the range now. It's just something quick to throw in my range bag and just kind of have ready to go. And at the same time, it's, perfectly fine for that, but it wouldn't take much to make this a little bit more functional in the bug out scenario, right? I throw some additional cleaning tools in, some way to clean the bore of the rifle or pistol that I have with me, and we call it a day. So all in all, making your own is fine. I think boar snakes are a great option for field cleaning situations. They're super easy to use, and they really do clean the bore of the rifle out real quick. Do I think they're something that will last long term? No. They eventually fray and get beat up and stop fitting through your barrel the right way. But at the same time, for something quick and easy, just to be able to clear any debris or dirt per se, or maybe even just fouling out of your barrel, they're not a bad way to go. So, obviously you can make your own kit pretty easily, but I doubt it's going to be as compact or easy to use as the Otis kit. Alright, so here we have the Firearm field cleaning kit that would be a little better off probably in the back of your vehicle, more so than being carried around with you, It's not something you're going to strap to your backpack, and at the same time you're probably not going to want to carry it in your hand either. However, if there is a team of operators or a group of survivors that, has a lot of firearms, and somebody is proficient at cleaning and maintaining those firearms, maybe designating that person to carry this kit around wouldn't be the worst idea. It does have just about everything you need to clean a lot of firearms over a longer period of time. And if you're going to head to a bug out location or some kind of a just like a secure location in general, it's not going to be a bad thing to have with you. Okay, so I'll go ahead and open this. I use the ammo cans because they're secure, they're sturdy, and they do have a watertight seal around the top. As you can see, this thing is pretty packed, but you know, it has everything you need, so I guess it's exactly what it should be, no wasted space, right? So I'll go ahead and back this up, and I'll just start pulling things out one at a time. So microfiber cloth, you can't go wrong, you're always going to need one. Wiping off your firearms with something that doesn't leave behind lint or any other issues is going to be worth it. And this one's obviously been used a few times, right? Besides that, you're going to need patches. Always have patches. You got to have them to clean your barrels the right way. And they have other uses as well, but for right now we're just talking about cleaning, right? We also have all your little tools, right? You got your bore brushes, you got your patch holders, you got all kinds of stuff in here that attaches to your guide rods, and this is just stuff you need, and you need it to be specific to whatever calibers you plan on having with you, you know? So in here I got 308, 5.56, I've got, you know, 9mm, all kinds of stuff, even 12 gauge. So you're going to need this stuff as well. That means you also need the chemicals, right? So you need lubricants and solvents. Looks like there's a leak in here, which is why I put a lot of this stuff in Ziploc bags. Do yourself a favor and just put things in a baggie so that there's at least some kind of barrier between chemical and the rest of your equipment, right? But, you know, hops number 9, you know, I've got a bunch of like Barnes copper solvent and stuff like that in here. These are all things I've tried out over the years and I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of, but since I have them, you know, they're going to go in the kit because they're still going to be useful if there's ever a scenario where I actually have to leave my house with this kit, okay? I'll set this down right here. I do have the good stuff, of course, CLP. CLP is a good way to go. It's just time tested, and I mean, it treats my firearms right. You know, I'm not going to argue that. I do have some of the Otis Ultra Bore as well, which I did say before does a pretty good job, and I definitely use it in a lot of my bores just to make them nice and shiny, right? Okay, so another cloth, because why not? Can't have enough. So we've got just some random tools that, you know, I kind of just throw in here. Like, you need screwdrivers, right? This is a Torx wrench that is usually for, I don't know, knife clips and stuff like that. But I keep it in here because these small micro tools come in handy quite a bit. I got some screwdrivers as well. You got to have this kind of stuff if you want to do proper maintenance, or else you're not going to be able to get to some of the parts you need to get to, okay? Besides that, some of these cloths are actually really handy. Here I've got a lead remover cloth, which is really good about pulling lead off of like stainless steel finished firearms, especially like revolver cylinders and stuff. It's really difficult to get the lead fouling off of there sometimes. So get one of these cloths. It does a lot of the work for you. This is a rust removal cloth, so if you do have your firearms in a damp environment for a long period of time and you start to see some rusting, this cloth will do a good job of removing that rust, and then you just know you need to lubricate and make sure you take care of it and keep an eye on that spot so that you don't get any pitting if you're out in the field, okay? Besides that, you got to have rods, right? So I've got different types of rods here. This black one is pretty much what I use for all my pistols and my revolvers as well. And it can be utilized for rifles. It obviously has enough attachments for that. And same with the silver rod, which I believe I originally bought for my shotgun. Because as you can see, it's got a really thick rod on it. But if you want to clean your 12 gauge properly, you need something that can be a little sturdy. And I wouldn't want to stick this skinny rod into my 12 gauge barrel if I didn't have to, okay? So I just have both, because why not? It's not going to hurt anything, and like I said, you know, you don't know what your team's going to have necessarily when it comes to firearms, so covering all your bases isn't the worst idea, right? Here we have a silicone cloth. That's a just kind of like a protectant cloth. You can wipe your guns off after they're clean with this, and kind of leaves a layer of silicone on all the metal to, you know, prevent water or moisture from seeping into the metal, and it just helps protect it and make it look nice, right? More Otis patches right here. So these patches are the ones that actually go with the Otis kit. But I actually found them to be pretty efficient in the sense of their size and the way they're shaped. They do a good job of cleaning out the barrels. So I just started throwing them in my other kits too, because I like them better than some of the more randomized patches you seem to find at the LGSs around here. And besides that, another decent flathead screwdriver. This one has a little more girth than maybe one of these micro screwdriver kits, and that's so I can actually pry something or, you know, get into something that's a little more difficult if I need to. So just have a decent screwdriver in your kit, generally a flathead, just because, like I said, this is to try to get into those hard to reach places if need be. Besides that, there's nothing else. So honestly, like I said, this kit has a lot of stuff. I don't think you necessarily need every single bit of it if you're out in the field and if you're in a bug out scenario. But if you have all these things, you're not going to be upset, and they're definitely worth keeping around. So, you know, do yourself a favor, put together some different kits for different purposes, and keep in mind which kits you're going to have your go-to be. If there is something that happens, if there's an emergency, you got to know that you're going to have to clean things, and you're going to want to keep your guns, you know, operationally functional. So, you know, that is my example of some bug out field cleaning kits. And if you have any other ideas or any other style of kit that you've put together that you find to be really efficient, please leave a comment below. And besides that, that's going to be Magic Prepper out.